Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, we are talking about my favorite beauty products from April. But before we go any further, let's take a second to grab our iced coffee or a hot coffee. Let's take a sip and let's get started. As many of you know, I'm a makeup artist and also esthetician, and I now have an online beauty consulting service, which is where you get to talk to me one-on-one and pick my brain about any beauty concerns you might have. Whether you want to go over the products you already own and proper application, or if you need some suggestions for other products you might need. The benefit of my service is I don't work for any brand in particular, so I will give you my best unbiased advice. So to make an appointment, click the link in the description box down below. Alright, so for April's beauty favorites, I just realized that I forgot to do one for the month of March. Time just slipped away from me completely. So for today's video, I have a lot of makeup. A lot of these are new-ish. They just came into my collection and I can't get enough of them, or they're old favorites that have stood the test of time. So let's go ahead and dive in. Let's start off with a new release. This is from Hermès. These are their new beautiful blushes here, and I have the shade Rose Abricot. This beautiful peachy apricot shade is definitely my type of hue. I love warm peachy orangey colors. I know when this launch came out, a lot of us collectively lost our minds. Some of you showed some restraint and held off on these blushes here. They are incredibly expensive and you do pay for the name Hermès, but it is really lovely, and I've owned it for a few weeks now and you can tell it's been well loved. I would like to pick up one or two more shades. There's one called Rose Tan that looks really pretty, but I think I'm going to wait for some sort of sale or event before picking up another one because they are so pricey. I also picked up the travel brush from the new launch here, and this is a beautiful cheek travel brush. It's very small, it's very compact, and the bristles are so incredibly soft. It's so delicate and wonderful, and this to me is going to be fabulous when I get to travel again in the future. This will definitely come with me and stay on my little travel vanity. Now moving on from Hermès, we have some Sisley. So I recently did a little Sisley haul and full face, and there are a few items that really stood out to me. The first one here is this Phyto Lip Twist number 2. This shade was gifted to me from a friend, and when I first saw this, I thought that this would not be my color. It's kind of cool toned in that nudie pink shade range, but very cool toned. But something about this is so fabulous. The texture of these lipsticks is really wonderful. It's slightly glossy, but not too glossy. It gives you enough coverage and comfort at the same time. And it kind of gives me like a Barbie pink color, but I really like it. So this is really a surprise hit for me. I really like it. I can't get enough of it. And then I also got one of their little solo eyeshadows called Silky French Blue, which is this beautiful blue dark shade. It has just a little bit of shift to it, and these single eyeshadows are so beautiful. It's sort of this cream to powder finish. They have this satiny finish that gives it a little bit of light. It's not like a stark matte. And something about this, when you blend it out, it makes it look like you're wearing 2 or 3 different shadows, but you're actually only wearing one. And it's definitely in the one and done category, but just maybe a little bit more dramatic. But it's giving me everything that I wanted. Silky French Blue is exactly what this is, and I'm so happy that I bought this. Maybe in the future when I get to travel, if I feel inspired to have a blue eyeshadow look, I can bring a single and have a beautiful, like striking blue eyeshadow on the go. All right, moving on to a product here that I have been told to try out for a long time, and I finally did. These are the beautiful Armani liquid eyeshadows. I have the shade number 9, Cold Copper. So One of the most magnificent things about this product here is the wand. The applicator has a little hole in the center, so when you apply this on your lid, you get the exact perfect amount of color. Not too much, not too little, it's just the right amount. These are so beautiful. They blend wonderfully. They don't crease, they don't smudge, they stay in place all day. Trust me, all the hype surrounding these liquid eyeshadows are worth it. And this is definitely the one and done category, clearly a much lighter, more everyday look. And I know myself and a lot of you at home, we've been trying to get more colors. They're sold out on the Armani site, on retailer sites. Listen, they are not discontinued. They are not being reformulated. There's just some sort of production issues because of like everything going on for various different reasons, getting, certain ingredients from one half of the world. You know what I mean? Like there's just a lot going on at the moment. So the production has just been delayed and we just love these so much. So put yourself on like an email waiting list, contact your local associate and ask them to let you know when there's going to be more in stock, because there will be more in stock of these. They're just running out at the moment, but they will be back. Okay, moving on is a lipstick that I'm wearing here today. This is also Hermès. I should have included it with the blush, but this is actually a sample. I received a ton of different samples, and this is the shade called Rouge Casaque, which is this color here. So technically this is a matte finish, but I was wearing the Dior Lip Maximizer beforehand, so it gives it that more satiny finish. This color is so perfect. It just livens and brightens my entire skin tone. It's such a beautiful, flattering color. I will 100% pick this up in the full bullet format when there's a sale, of course, because these are quite pricey, but I think that this is a beautiful color. I have been dipping into the little sample packet because you actually do get quite a bit of color in the little bubble pack. So yeah, this lipstick here is also part of my favorites this month. Moving on to some more lipsticks, I have here the new Chanel Rouge Coco Bloom. These are the latest lipstick addition to Chanel. At first, they look strikingly like the Rouge Coco Flash, but the formula is different. These are more pigmented, more opaque. They're a little bit closer to a classic bullet lipstick, but they have a little bit more of the gloss and the oils. They're not as slick as the Rouge Coco Shine or Flash formula. These definitely have more color payoff. And I have two shades here that I've been obsessed with. I have 116 Dream. This is my perfect everyday nude. It's a little peachy, a little warm. It's really my perfect type of nude, and the formula is so comfortable. It's easy to reapply. Since this shade is a little more nude or natural, it doesn't last as long as some of the darker colors, but because they're so comfortable to reapply, it's not that big of a deal. The next shade, 130 Blossom, is definitely more opaque. It is that vibrant orangey red color, definitely my type of color. I think this is so beautiful, so perfect for summer as well, when I have a bit of a tan and if I'm wearing something really bright and colorful. Pairing it with a bright orange lip just pulls the whole look together. And this here is definitely more saturated and more opaque, and when you wear this, it will wear off during the day with eating and drinking and things like that. But the darker the Rouge Coco Bloom, the more it stains the lip. So this one here is definitely more long wearing. All right, moving on to some fragrance here from Chanel. We have the Coco Manuel Lo. This is the light fragrance mist. This is a very limited edition product for the summer. It's similar to Chanel No. 5 Lo, the canister of a body mist. This is like that. It isn't quite a perfume, it isn't quite a hair mist, it's just this fine all over spray. It's definitely less intense than the eau de parfum or even eau de toilette. I would say it's an accompanying product. You could layer this on if you have the Mademoiselle body lotion or the shower gel, or if you like a very light fragrance, or if you're just a very extra person who has to have every new release. I'm happy that I have this. For me, this is like a touch-up fragrance throughout the day. If you're on the go and you want to zhuzh up your scent a little bit, you could just mist this on very lightly. It's really nice, and as I said, it's limited edition, but it's also very limited in quantity, so if you do want this, don't hesitate. Speaking of which, I had something here in the background. These are the Chanel Chance Eau Tendre, so the pink bottle of the fizzing bath tablets. These are so extra. The canister itself here smells amazing. It smells like Chanel Chance Eau Tendre. It smells like that girly, bubbly grapefruit fragrance, exactly like it. And then inside here you get, I think, 10 of these bath tablets. So it's not a very like economical product, but it's very extra. And then inside here you get these individually wrapped bath tablets. So you put these in your bath, they make this little fizz, and they turn your bath into this milky, slightly pink, but more of like a milky consistency, or color, I should say. Color is the right word. And it smells so good. Your bathroom smells amazing. You smell amazing. Listen, if you like this type of product, if you're very extra, this is a run, don't walk situation. I know we have them here in Canada. I think the US is going to get them very soon, but it's a type of situation where, like, when I placed my order, it would only let me order one at a time. So if you want this, like, just don't hesitate, because they're fabulous. Trust me, they're absolutely fabulous. Speaking of absolutely fabulous, here I also have the new launch here from Violette, and I am so happy to talk about it. The first thing that was my favorite for the past few weeks is her scented perfume oil. I was shocked by this because this was the one item that I thought, maybe I'll like it, maybe I won't, but it's so beautiful. It's lightly sweet. It's musky, it's sensual, it's just so lovely. And it feels also intimate because it's not a perfume oil that has a very strong perfume cast. You have to get a closer smell to pick it up on someone. So it's just really lovely. And I love the idea of having a perfume oil. I don't really have any products like this, so it's just also new and just fascinating. We also have here the Yeux paint, and these are her liquid eyeshadows. I have the shade here called Cuivre de l'Aube. It's a beautiful coppery one and done look. You could easily wear this every day. You can make it pretty intense. You can sheer it out. These are very long wearing, long lasting. They don't smudge, they don't crease. They're really fantastic. I will definitely get more of these colors here. And then her beautiful liquid lip here, Petal Bouche, is a just classic red. It's supposed to look like a crushed black rose color, and it really looks like that. It's this intense saturated red. It's very long lasting, long wearing, just that classic red that we all like. And then we have the Baume Shine Universal Highlighter, which is very interesting because a lot of highlighters have color to them. You know, they're warm toned or cool toned. This just looks like light reflection. So regardless of your skin tone, it just gives you that glow. I am so happy that Violette came out with her own beauty line, and I am definitely here for it, and I will definitely get more products in the future. All right, moving on here, we have a product from Chantecaille, and this is their Brow Lift Éclat. I know this is a pretty boring product, you know, a brow lift. Ooh, how exciting. But a good brow makes a big difference. This you just put under here to highlight a little bit, and it just gives you that lift, that boost, and it's one of those items that just adding a little touch takes you from like an okay brow to a great brow. So this has been a staple of mine for a few months now, as well as the Solution, which is a new skincare product from Chantecaille, and this is their first official toner. Technically, you can use the Rose de Mai Pure Rose Water as a toner, but this new item here is like their first official toner, and it is this exfoliating toner, which I love, specifically for my maskne around my jawline, around my mouth, chin. I've been suffering from some pretty tremendous maskne, and this product here has helped me out. I only use it once a day. I have normal dehydrated skin, and sometimes I skip. I do like once every 2 days. Like, it's not something that I have to use every single day. If you have acne or oily skin, lots of breakouts, you might want to use it more often. But for me, every night or every other night is perfect for me. Moving on to some Dior, I have here the Backstage Powder No Powder. So this is in the shade 3N, and this is technically a powder, but it's this like beautiful gel-based powder. Again, I have dehydrated skin, normal skin. I do not have oily skin. If you have oily skin, I don't think this is for you because it gives you a beautiful, soft, glowing blur. I've never encountered a powder that makes me look so luminous. It gives you a luminous finish, which I've never seen in a powder before. It's this glowing blur luminous finish. It's absolutely stunning. I think it looks really wonderful over top of a foundation or on its own. This can be a really nice light makeup look. So just like regular skincare, and then you take this and then you buff it into the skin as your foundation. So if you want a light coverage, but instead of using a liquid or a gel foundation, you can use a powder. I think this is fantastic. You know, this year Dior has really just come and taken all my money, and I'm okay with it. Speaking of, we also have here their Dior Forever Natural Bronzer, and I have this shade number 5. This is definitely a little bit warmer, but I think it's absolutely stunning. What's beautiful about the packaging here is that the case up top here is soft. It feels pillowy, but then at the bottom we have here like a hard shell, and just the entire packaging here is wonderful. And as I stated, like Dior is just taking all of our money. And for those of you who are interested, Dior is going to be coming out with these luminizers, I think. I think it's going to be either highlighters or blush or a mix of both in the same packaging. So you should just be aware of that. It's coming out in the near future. This bronzer is wonderful. It does give me that nice warm tone glow underneath. It's a really lovely product. I like how sleek and compact it is. It'll be lovely to slip onto a carry-on bag in the future. Since it's getting warm out, I am definitely on a bronzer kick, and I've also been obsessed here with my new Gucci bronzer. I know I'm late to the game here. Gucci has been out with a bronzer for a long time, but I finally did the splurge. I have the shade number 3 here. It's a really beautiful bronzer. I get what the fuss is about. You know, a lot of people have said a lot of good things about Gucci bronzers, and they were right. I have their face powders, I have their lipsticks, I've tried their mascaras. Gucci in general is a brand that's been slow and steady. Like, they didn't start off with 1,000 different products, but they've just slowly been adding more and more products, and they've all been really great. This does have a slight floral scent. It's kind of signature for Gucci. Their face powder has the same. So if you are very sensitive or don't like scents in your makeup, this might not be for you. But if you just want the beautiful turquoise and gold packaging, this might be for you. Now, to finish off today's video, I have 2 items here that I never thought I would really talk about. Face palettes. I have said so many times that I don't like face palettes. I don't like them, and I stand corrected. I like face palettes. The first one here is from By Terry, and this is the Brightening CC Palette Beach Balm. This also has a floral scent, kind of rosy, so if you don't like fragrance or scents, be mindful of that. I think it smells lovely, and this looks beautiful. First of all, let's look at the beautiful rose pattern. I've been using this for a few weeks, and they have actually maintained their shape a little bit. This is straight up a face palette, but you can use it for the eyes. I've used it for the eyes, and it's beautiful. You have a highlighter color up here. This is your more warm tone peachy blush. You get your more cool toned vivid blush, and then a beautiful bronzer. The bronzer is beautiful. All of the colors are beautiful. They blend so well together. It's also very opaque. You dip your brush very lightly and you get a ton of color payoff. You don't have to dip in too much to get the color you want. I think it's so beautiful. I don't know what happened this year that all of a sudden I like face palettes, but something about the packaging, the colors, the hues, it just won me over completely, and I'm very happy that I did. Now our last item here is from Charlotte Tilbury, and this is the Instant Look of Love Pretty Blushed Beauty. Now, this is a whole face and eye palette. The top row, we have 3 eyeshadows, 2 shimmer, 1 matte. Then we have a bronzer, we have a highlighter, a blush, and a face powder. So you could technically do everything you wanted to with one palette. The only color that I'm not a huge fan of is the highlighter. I think this is the one shade that will remain intact when the other ones get demolished a little bit. I think you can see it now actually. I've been using this quite steadily for a week or so. And the highlighter is the one that still has all the numbers and letters very distinctly written. But overall, I think this is a fabulous palette. It's what I'm wearing today mostly. Like it's what I'm wearing on the eyes. For the cheeks, I mixed a little bit of this and the By Terry palette, but I just love it. I totally get it. It's a sort of like one and done product. Like you get everything you need in one palette here. I guess the risk of a face palette or face and eye palette is making sure that all of the colors match your skin tone. And you know, I think in the past I've just tried some face and eye palettes that weren't great quality because sometimes brands come out with these palettes that aren't as good as their regular products. But these ones here that I've mentioned today are fabulous, fantastic, and you know what? They will be amazing when I get to travel. So I think this is it for my favorites. These were my favorite items in April. Some of them are new, some of them I've just been using in heavy rotation. I cannot believe it's already May. How exciting. I hope you are all doing well, staying safe and healthy. Let me know in the comments what you thought of today's products. What were some of your favorites in the month of April? Sound off down below. If you're new to my channel, please make sure that you're subscribed and also take the time to hit that notification bell on the side so you can be notified whenever I post a new video. So on that note, I think this is all I have for today. Thank you all so much for stopping by. Hope you have a beautiful day and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.